Hello and welcome to a Sunday version of, well, not really morning mumbles. It's after morning, but mumbles with Donnie DD214. Had a nice rainstorm today, so it's been pretty cloudy and not sunny Florida like normal. But anyways, this is a podcast I wanted to record this week, but I wanted to give you guys or all the viewers a better video quality and better sound quality than riding in my Jeep every day. I'll probably do a couple this week, but today I want to talk about self-reflection versus your inner critic. So I've done a little bit of research on this, but a lot of it just comes from, personal experience. It's probably going to be fairly short, not as long as my last one that I recorded at home. But anyways, when you're thinking daily about, your life, a lot of times you'll hear your inner critic talking, and your inner critic is probably normally going to be that voice that picks at you and says, you're not good enough. You're not capable of doing X, Y, and Z. You're not capable of reaching your fitness goals. You're not capable of being loved. You're not capable of being successful. And oftentimes, I know when I brew beer, it's kind of funny. I'm my own worst critic. I'm my own worst critic in a lot of things. When you sit there and you think badly of yourself, like that doesn't help anyone. So it's hard to, sit there and listen to that inner critic all the time. And so there are some ways to mitigate that. And sorry, you can hear my dog in the background anyways. Regardless, back to the topic. So your inner critic will generally be that voice in your head that's telling you, again, all your flaws. And so we have to learn to not necessarily drown that inner critic out, because that's almost impossible, but you can mitigate and kind of drown them out a little bit. But you also have to realize that is just not true. So some ways that the other thing is self-reflection, self-analysis. Self-reflection is where you're able to ask yourself questions and you're curious about how you actually feel about something, right? So when you say, I wasn't able to do that same task last time, but how am I able to fix that this time? Or how am I able to take what I learned and to, complete the task that maybe you haven't been able to complete before? Self-analysis and self-reflection can open up some of your flaws, but you can generally do that in like a better manner than just listen to that inner critic. And another way is that you take that self-analysis and you learn to build from it, because you can take your past failures and look at them as learning points. We've talked about that before. Instead of just sitting there and saying, oh, I failed at that, like, what did you learn from it? You wanted to start a business and it didn't succeed. Well, you probably learned some important lessons that next time you're going to be able to utilize and take that knowledge and excel next time. So some tips to focus on self-reflection versus listening to your inner critic is practicing mindfulness. So practicing mindfulness is being present and aware of today. You can't look at your past failures all the time and realize that, again, look at them as a learning experience. So again, try to be here in the here and now. And they generally say that you can only focus on today, let tomorrow worry about tomorrow. So in the Bible, I can't remember the quote, but it's like, be anxious for nothing because God has you. So again, we can't look at our past every time. That inner critic's gonna be like, you're a failure. In the past, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. But can you do it today? Can you focus on building those small steps that we've talked about before to look at the bigger picture? So being mindful and being present is, key. You can also, learn to be grateful for what you have. There's a lot of things that we often take for granted, and that's part of being mindful. Look at your life generally 10 years ago. How much has it changed? So being mindful and being grateful for the things that you have and the things that you can focus on, the things that you can control in the day. Second, we can reframe our self-talk. So instead of You can challenge those negative thoughts. And some things that you can say are, I always try and fail, but I've faced challenges before and I've learned from them. I can do that the same thing now. So think about, that last time that you think that you failed. And again, what have you learned from that, and how are you able to build upon that? Generally speaking, I think most entrepreneurs, some entrepreneurs anyways, have failed up to like 7 times before they have a successful company. But they teach each time. Maybe it was marketing last time, maybe it was budget, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. But what have you learned from that? Like I said, a big thing with mine has been my fitness goal, and like every year, I'll jack it up either by eating really bad for a while, or just drinking too many liquid calories. And it's like, when we talked about the other day, one thing that you can think about is, I lost my train of thought. One thing that you can think about is your complete mindset change, right? So if you think that you can achieve something, or using daily affirmations to say, yeah, I've failed at that before, but I know where I failed, and now I know how to defeat that. So that's a good thing. The third thing would be that you can take a reflection journal, and or just a journal in general, and again, a mindfulness journal. You can write out your thoughts, and that'll give you some things on paper that you can actually kind of refer to, and see what your thoughts actually are and if they're true. So again, I said I wanted to keep this short today, but the key is to focus on, positive self-talk, and realizing that when you are looking at self-reflection, that the inner critic is not always true. In fact, self-analysis is great. Self-reflection, you can look at things and try to break them down to a deeper level and see, what things you can tweak to make them better. Even if you're currently not succeeding, you can take your thoughts and realize where your limiting factors are. Well, anyways, I hope you have a blessed day, and my next video, not sure when it'll be, but have a good day.